Welcome to Waterford Property Watch. Today I'm joined by Lynsey Collins, mortgage advisor with Bank of Ireland here in Waterford. Lynsey has 7 years experience in the mortgage industry, and today we're just going to have a little chat on all things mortgages. Lynsey, thanks for joining me today and giving me your time.
Thanks so much, Leanne, for asking me to come in. Delighted to be here.
No problem at all, thank you. Lynsey, I suppose the best place to start is from the start, really. If I'm a first-time buyer, what do I need to have to come into you to apply for my mortgage?
So if you're a first-time buyer coming in, we ask where you can to bring the documents up front, just to make the process a little bit easier for yourself. We ask for standard documents, really. Photo ID, proof of address. We'll ask for some income documents, a salary certificate, pay slips, or if you're self-employed, we'll ask for 2 years set of accounts. We also ask for employment detail summary of just to show your employment for the last 3 years. We also ask for 6 months bank statements for savings and current accounts, for any accounts not held with Bank of Ireland. If you do bank with us, we don't need any of them. We have them all on file. But that's really it, not a whole lot else.
And as soon as I get all those, documents into you, how long roughly before I might get approval in principle?
So the way that it works with us is once we have it's an online application, but it's done face-to-face.
Yeah.
So what we do is once you come in, I register you for the system. We then upload all your documents. They go to a QA team who mark them off. That normally takes 24 to 48 hours. Once all the documents are right, comes back to me then to submit your mortgage application. It can normally take a day or two to get that in, and then you're looking at an answer back in about 5 to 10 working days. So it's quick enough process, once all the documents are right and in place.
Exactly. So what you're really saying is before you go in, get your ducks in a row and have all your documents ready if you're in a rush.
Absolutely. And if you're unsure of any of the documents, just pop into the branch or, give us a call, send us an email, just if you want to check if you have them right before you come in, and we'll be able to verify them for you then as well. Even before they go to the QA team, we know what's right.
Really good. And say I'm lucky enough, then I hand you in all my docs and I've got approval in principle. How long does my approval in principle last?
So with us, once you get your approval in principle, it lasts for 12 months. So after the 12 months is up, you still haven't found a suitable property. It's just a matter of resubmitting it. We just need to ask for some up-to-date documents. If you find a property, let's say 8 months into the process, your approval does still stand, but we still might just need some up-to-date documents just to prove the employment is still the same and the savings are still the same and stuff like that.
So it's really straightforward. It's not a big deal to have to reapply.
Absolutely not. No. Copy and paste kind of, with the resubmission, which is good.
Lynsey, what are the current rates available with Bank of Ireland for your mortgage?
So with Bank of Ireland, we have a couple of different rate options available. We have fixed and variable rate options. Our variable rate option goes up and down with the market and can change, subject to change. With our fixed rates, we have our fixed rate, standard fixed rate, and then we have what's called our high value mortgage. Both of them are fixed rate options and they can range from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 7 or even 10 years. The difference between them, the high value mortgage is for any mortgage over €250,000. With that, you get a lower rate, but we don't offer cash back with it. If you choose one of our standard fixed rates, you get cash back. 2% cash back on mortgage drawdown and a further 1% in 5 years' time, as long as your mortgage is still with us and you haven't switched to another provider. Yes. With our standard fixed rates and with our high value mortgage rates, the rate is determined on the BER of the property.
Very good.
So the higher the BER, the lower the rate. The rates different from, say, A rated all the way down to G. And, they get lower then the higher the rate, the BER rating is.
And so I was talking to Derry O'Sullivan there last week on BERs, and you're saying, maybe upgrade your BER yearly, put a bit of cash into your house. If I do that year by year and I go from, say, a C to a B, can I then change my rate?
Absolutely. Our rate options, they're for new and existing customers. So, if somebody comes in and they're doing upgrades on their property, absolutely, once they supply us with the new BER, we can look at, matching it to that at the time, whatever the rate is at the time, which is good, for people who want to do the upgrades on the property.
That's it. So you're benefiting your home and benefiting your pocket at the end of the day as well. Yeah, so it's a win-win.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Lynsey, what advice would you give to first-time buyers?
So anyone looking to start out and looking to buy, the first piece of advice I'd give is come into us and have a chat. It's not always about coming into us when you're ready to apply. Sometimes it's coming in to find out what you need to do to get ready so that when the time comes, when you are looking to buy, that you are ready to go and apply straight away. So like some of the things we'd look at, you'd want to be in full-time permanent employment. Sometimes if you're still on probation period, we'd ask that the probation period is passed before we could look at applying. We'd want the 10% deposit. We'll lend you 90% of the purchase price. So it's important then that the 10% deposit is there. Now it can be there through savings, a gift from a family member, or even, the Help to Buy scheme if you're buying a new build. All of those things can be your deposit. So just to make sure that they're in place. Also, like one of the things that you need to have is to show repayment ability. So we'd ask for 6 months prior to the mortgage application that, we're able to see either through savings or rent that you're able to afford the new proposed mortgage repayments, and that's something that's really important to kind of make sure that you have that before you go and apply.
So then, say for instance, if I'm renting and I show you I'm paying my rent through bank statements, through a bank account via direct debit, that can count towards my capacity repayments?
Absolutely. Like it's really hard out there at the moment, rent is so high, it's hard for people to be renting and saving. But absolutely we can use those rent payments as long as they're going through a bank account every month as your demonstrated repayment ability. So, if you don't have a massive savings balance, but you're getting your deposit elsewhere, that rent alone can absolutely be used as your repayment ability.
That's really good, because a lot of people ask that question to me, could I get a mortgage because I'm renting and I don't have as much savings as someone else? Clearly we can.
Absolutely. Just once, the 10% deposit has to be there, depending on how you're going to get it. But absolutely, it can be looked at.
Really, really good. And then I suppose as a first-time buyer, is there any saving schemes I could set up or saves on my mortgages?
Absolutely. In Bank of Ireland, we have a product called the Mortgage Saver. It's set up specifically for first-time buyers. So with the Mortgage Saver account, there are some terms and conditions to it, like everything. But once you're saving a minimum of €200 per month, you have a balance of 5,000 in the account by the time you're drawing down the mortgage, and you draw down your mortgage within the first 30 months of opening it, you get €2,000 bonus on top of your savings. So like if you have 5,000 saved in it, that's 7,000, which can help with the cost of moving into a new home. The only downfall is you do have to pay dirt tax on it, but you still come away with a sizable sum, normally about 1,200 to 1,300 after dirt tax. Very so good. It's still good.
Yeah, it goes a long way towards your soft furnishings and your utilities.
Yeah, it's a very good product that we have, and it's been running a couple of years, and it's great to see people use the benefits of it then as well. Exactly. And when you want to be saving anyway, you may as well get a bonus on it if you're going to do it anyway.
You might as well cash back on your hard-earned savings. So Lynsey, thanks very much for calling into us today, and your chat was really informative, and I'm sure lots of people will get a lot of knowledge from it. I'm going to pop information down below for Lynsey and Bank of Ireland, so if anyone has any questions, the details will be there to pop in and give Lynsey a shout. So thanks for listening and watching Waterford Property Watch, and I'll see you all again soon.